Good evening to some, good morning to a few of you. We are day 52, 2018, getting it in. Once again, your boy Earl, DeucesWild22.com, premium gourmet dipping sauces, as you well know, business tips to get you up and going for today. I try to be very cautious when I address current topics because you want to stay relevant and you don't want to be an individual who is riding all of the trends. But nevertheless, I thought it to be interesting to talk about a very influential topic in the news. And what I mean by that is it's all over the place, particularly now when we have the elections already starting to gear up. Particularly the midterm elections, a lot of stuff going on locally in your communities. And today's subject matter is fake news. Fake news. Now, how does that affect a business owner? How does that affect you personally? Well, as a business owner, we don't put out fake news, but what we do put out, we put out what's called a PR or public relations announcement. So you got to be very careful because there's about 8 or 9, 10 points that you want to make sure that you are well aware of when you're dealing with fake news, i.e. PR announcements. Okay, and the first thing you want to talk about is know that people are going to read beyond what you are simply writing. Okay, we said back in the days you're going to read between the lines. Okay, so point number one about PR announcements / fake news: learn how to read beyond or read into what's being published or tweeted, if you will, or YouTubed or Instagrammed. Okay, second thing about fake news or your PR campaign: are you going to put in there supporting sources, or are you going to cite supporting sources? So when you're doing a PR campaign, when you're doing fake news, or you happen to come across fake news, first of all, we should not put out fake news. If we're going to put something out, put out something that's public related, okay? And if you want to, I strongly suggest put out supporting sources, okay? Now, here's a third one that's very controversial, all right? Use humor to your advantage. Nevertheless, in fake news, people put it out there as a joke. And you got to be careful because most of the time when you see something that's posted as news, we don't take it as a joke because we're thinking it's for real. All right. So if you're going to put out public relations, if you're going to put out, quote unquote, a PR blip, don't make it to where it appears to be real news and it's really fake news, because your customers and clients are going to get pretty upset and you might lose a few people. So be mindful. Is it a joke? All right. Is your PR campaign designed to make people laugh? So don't get it confused. Okay. Fifth point. Okay. Is it, or can it be, or are you an expert? And what I mean by that is this: when you're dealing with fake news, if something doesn't sound right, go find out. Go seek the experts out. All right. And then here's even more interesting point. If you're putting out something PR related to your business, become an expert. And how do you become an expert? Target in on what you want to educate, target in what you want to talk about, and become an expert. That doesn't happen overnight, but become an expert in your field. So how do you spot fake news? Sometimes you got to go seek out the experts that can tell you, hey, this is not right, or is this right? All right. If you're going to do a PR campaign, don't hesitate to cite experts. All right. Particularly to use back to your supporting sources. OK, here's another one. And when you see fake news, if you will, there's always a certain slant or a bias to it. Now, when you're promoting your own business, we understand that you're promoting a product, but don't get too carried away to where it's so heavily biased that people think this has got to be too good to be true. Fake news normally is too good to be true. Public relations announcements are simply promoting an item and giving its benefits. All right. Another one dealing with fake news: always check the date on what you're looking at. All right. A lot of times people put crazy dates in there on purpose. And so when they do get caught, when it is fake news, it'll be the year 3020 or something crazy like that, or the year 1612 or something crazy like that. All right. So when you're putting out your PR relations, public announcements, make sure your dates correspond to the events and product launches that you're putting out. All right. So people can always tie it back to the truth. All right. Now, who's writing your articles for you, or who's writing the fake news? All right. If you got somebody in your PR department, or you're going to hire someone to do PR, great. All right. When it's fake news, most of the time it's some crazy made up author, some crazy name that doesn't even exist. All right. So be mindful of that as a business owner, that you come across an article in your industry and it could be fake. All right. Look at who's wrote it. Excuse me. Look at who wrote the article, or check out who it is written by. All right. And then the final point about fake news is you want to be mindful of the source. Where is this coming from? Is this some abstract, obscure vlogger or some blog that's pulled out of nowhere? Or is it a credible source that you can go back and research and go back and get other credible material about other industries? So be mindful of fake news. All right. Let us not get caught up in it as entrepreneurs, but let us put out great PR announcements that promote your company, that you could cross promote with other companies. You could cross promote and push your product, goods, and services. It's your boy Earl talking about fake news. Don't get caught up in it. Get caught up in your PR campaigns. Gold Rush, Smoking Aces, Dead Man's Hand. And be on the lookout for our PR announcements coming later on this year in the second and third quarter. God bless. We're out. Day 52, dealing with fake news. God bless.